Ladies and gentlemen, the Weekend Warrior.
What's the haps, lads and gals, chaps and chapettes? It is I, the Weekend Warrior, and boy, do I have something for you today. Left 4 Dead and Far Cry had a fling. One of them got pregnant and they aborted the baby. Not only did the baby survive, it matured into this abomination. That's Redfall. What the fuck are you talking about, Weekend? I hear you ask, audience. After my 6-month hiatus, I come back with a shitty game. You know what? Here in Weekend Warrior, guys, we mock bad shit. It's a thing we do. And this thing is a particular kind of bad. So you got this game, right? Not only does it have those influences I told you earlier, it also has class-based abilities. There's a looter-shooter feel to it, and there is a failed attempt to make certain characters relatable. You already delayed this game for a year. Have you learned nothing from Saints Row? This mashup of games is ultimately less than the sum of its parts, which is amazing. That's like...
So dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb!
Ultimately, this game is soulless and lacks personality. Not that it didn't try.
I am alive, I am confident, I'm badass.
Shut the fuck up! Nobody asked you, you motherfucker!
So you got that bad mashup games. Also, injected with computer aids. This game is buggy as f***. It's just floating there, just hanging out. Very nice. There's this time the game forgot I was already dead. Alright then. Vampire also forgot it could teleport. And it got there by teleporting, so that's a definite skill issue. It also has weird ragdoll effects. It's just really f***ing funny. I feel like this game has an overwhelming lack of polish, especially with the frame drops. Guys, what is the rule for bad performance when you're releasing a game?
Globe, Gore, Kanu.
That's right.
0!
Game has slowdowns and dropped frames. It gets really annoying. It's not to the point that it's unplayable, but it's enough for me to say, don't play this game.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know what causes these frames to drop. It's like science, right? You figure out what causes it, you replicate it, and somehow then you can find a way to avoid the problem. We can't do that in Redfall, bitch! I could just be walking and it drops. Is it a new area? That's the problem, it's loading a new area. Because there are times where I didn't get the FPS counter here yet, but it dropped significantly. Look at this shit, it's so troublesome. My overall conclusion with the game's performance is that I can't rely on it. Sometimes we'll be having fun, and sometimes he'll be kicking me in the balls. So we've talked about how it performs, like hardware-wise. How does the gameplay feel? If I could distill it in one word, it would be tedious. Which is not a good way to describe a video game. Everything feels like it's needlessly time-consuming. It starts with the small things. Needing to stake a vampire once its health is gone. Which is fine, okay? But you notice something. Your melee attack, the default, is the default. You can't equip a stake, you can't equip a knife or anything. It's just a punch. And you have to stake a vampire so that they're permanently killed or else they'll regenerate their health. So what happens is, you either have to have a gun that can kill the vampire, like the UV gun or the stake gun, or a gun that has bullets that can kill vampires for whatever reason, okay? If you don't have that, you have to switch to a gun that has a bayonet. A stake bayonet, so you can kill the vampire. So it's a small thing, right? But the quirky design decisions add up. Another small annoying thing is the fast travel system. There was a stream that was recommended to me and they pointed it out, which made me realize, yeah, it is kind of annoying. It's part of the small annoying design decisions. To fast travel, you press M to open the map to pick the spot. Okay, makes sense. But then, instead of just teleporting immediately to the location that you selected, you are then in the game world giving you the chance to cancel the teleport. Why? I'm just assuming here, because like if you're grouped up, what if someone in your group goes, oh, we shouldn't go there in the middle of the jump, you can cancel. But you can already determine where you're going as a group in the map, right? It's so weird. And this is just me assuming why they made that design choice. They could have done it for some other more stupid reason. Somebody thought it was a good idea and it's the farthest thing from a good idea. I don't know. So the core of the gameplay is the looter shooter experience, right? The loot is okay. It's basically numbers go up. While there is special weapons for vampires, like what I said, the UV gun and the stake gun, which are damaging. The stake gun is pretty damaging. Maybe it's reminding them that meat is good and you're just sucking blood and it hurts them physically and emotionally. My loadout of just having a pistol, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and sometimes I change the assault rifle to a sniper rifle, I don't really feel the need to do the specialized weapons. Especially when you consider that the stake launcher has limited ammunition. I get it, it's probably a balance thing, sure, okay. You have to use a skill point to increase your ammo capacity. So if you run out of ammo for the stake launcher, you have to press the inventory button to change your weapon. It doesn't pause the game. So you are left at the mercy of whatever manages to find you and you're fucked if they do. This isn't Dark Souls or Elden Ring. At least those games were fun. And they also know how to have a single player offline experience, you fucks. Speaking of limited ammunition, they have a weird way of refilling your ammo here. It's not like Far Cry. You would think it's like Far Cry where if you have a particular ammo used and you're only limited to that ammo, you just want to refill your handgun ammo. In Far Cry, you could just buy what you need easy. What about Redfall? If you only have to buy handgun ammo, you still have to buy the entire stock. And what fucks with my mind is that Far Cry figured this out years ago. And the amount of supplies you have to pay increases with your level. That is insane. The difficulty in this game is not reliable. Sometimes the enemy AI just wants to die, which I understand if you're in Redfall. An NPC there, I get it. Or when you have a silenced rifle and you're crouching down and you kill someone, somehow the enemies have an idea of where you are and just bum rush you.
We'll shoot you. It is a door.
I have this sneaking suspicion that the devs knew their game AI was bad, so they compensated for it by having a fuck ton of enemies. It's just that for multiplayer, it doesn't really work. It's geared towards multiplayer because the reviews I get, they finished the game in what, 10 hours, 12 hours? I think they're grouped up. Frit did it, Matty Plays didn't say, or I don't remember if he said he grouped up, but he finished it in 10 hours. Kaifu's stream, the stream I was watching that talked about Redfall and played Redfall, reached the Rook character in what, 2 hours, 3 hours? And I got to that as a single player in, let's say, 4 to 6 hours, something like that. So the enemies aren't really hard, especially like the vampires. Like sometimes their attacks miss, but most of the time they do this annoying thing to compensate also, I think, by having a forward attack that tracks your character even when they're backing. So the thing to do is just to sidestep them.
You'll regret that.
But at the end of the day, if you're a single player and you have limited resources, at some point, they're gonna get you. So it's just an endless cycle of annoyance. Where you just reload, just go there, the enemies are less now, you just kill them. It's not rewarding. It's weird, because like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I played Dark Souls. These games, these enemies respawn, but somehow that game felt fair and fun and challenging, while Redfall is just a tedious, annoying pile of drivel. If you feel like Dark Souls is an unfair comparison, Borderlands came out years ago, and that game is Redfall, but fun. The third game's core gameplay is fun. The story is another matter entirely. Yeah, the character abilities also don't really matter almost. Like, this character has a shield for bullets, but when you're surrounded by enemies, good luck with that shit. You could also use it as an attack, so... The ultimate she has, she summons an ex-boyfriend that's a vampire, okay, whatever.
I got this.
Quirky character.
Shut the fuck up!
I think what best encapsulates the madness and difficulty and annoyance of the game is the first boss of Redfall. Because to even get to him, you have to collect free underboss skulls, which are not part of the main mission. As you can see here in this graph, it's not. It's some sort of side mission. Guys, if you have the player do some side event to access main story content, just call it a main mission. Don't give me this segue shit. It just annoys me. And when you get to the boss, the AI is stupid as fuck. Because the melee attacks don't reach you. You give the normal vampires tracking, and you don't even give the boss something like that, or like 50% tracking? What is this? The only thing that could kill you is his life drain attack. And I didn't figure this out because I encountered enemies like this in open areas, okay? And that really fucked me over. And it turns out the trick to defeating them is easy. You run away or hide from them so that they don't have line of sight on you. So what the game does here is that you can hide behind a pillar and it's done. The only thing that makes this fight tedious is that at certain health intervals, he's shielded up and a horde comes out and the blood bags shield him. Do the blood bags even heal him? No. It's a perfect encapsulation of what's wrong with Redfall. It's just stupid, tedious. I'm gonna dust this game.
I can't die! You can't!
And I don't feel the need to continue or finish this game. Don't play it, play something else. Hell, play Borderlands 3. The only thing bad about that game was the story. I think the Borderlands gameplay is still good. If you made it to the end of the video, guys, thank you for watching. And you probably give a shit about my channel. You're probably one of my 80,000 subscribers. Thank you for staying. You're probably one of my patrons. Thank you for your patronage. And if you're new, you made it to the end. Holy shit. So I'm just gonna make some like house rules, I guess, if an update. Really, my real life work is really taxing on my brain. So when I get home, I just feel sleepy. I just want to sleep. It really gets to me, bros, because I really want to make content for you guys, but I'm just really trying to find some sort of balance. And I'm working towards that, and I think just getting a video out there, even though it's not what I really wanted to release, I think that's a good step towards like getting the creative juices flowing again, making content at least on the regular, something to exercise the brain cells. Apparently this is what YMS does. Like, he has a quickie, but he releases the masterpieces, the 2-hour masterpieces. He's working that in the background, so maybe I'll do something like that, we'll see. And I don't think I'll take sponsorships anymore, because even though the deals were good, it's more of like, I don't want people telling me what I can't publish already, because I want to do this for fun. If I'm honest, I want to just do this as a main gig, but we'll see about that. I'm working towards that at least. Or, we'll see. But at the very least, the main focus is I just want to do this for, you know, entertainment, because for passion. And I don't know, I'll just put ad breaks in the beginning and the end of the video. If somehow in the middle something pops up, that's a YouTube thing, okay? So thanks for watching, guys, and a huge shout out to my patrons for making all of this continue, for making all of this possible. Chet McMasterson, Danil Dmitriev, Hjortor S. Hjortorson, Roykar McCoy, John Lemley, Logic M. Marcelo Oliveria, Registered Good Boy, Robot I, Richard Donahue, 21st Century Guy, Rocky Sada, Villain of the Week, Delatar Teeps, and Tad586, as well as these other wonderful warriors.